Hello, welcome back to the Vintage Model Company. Today we're talking about aircraft design and specifically this new Balsa Basics plane that I've been putting together recently. This thing is called the Baron. It's the newest in the Balsa Basics range, or it will be when it comes out very shortly. And yes, I thought it would be interesting to take you through how I have designed this aeroplane, how we're testing it in terms of flight testing and all of that good stuff, and most importantly how we are perfecting it for the beginner pilot and the beginner builder, whilst also making it accessible and interesting enough for more experienced people. Now, you might know that we are actually co-developing these aircraft with Flight Test over in America, starting with the Simple Cub, and this is another aeroplane that's based on one of their foam designs. So I was really excited to start work on this one because I know it's going to be a really fun aeroplane to fly. What with its ailerons and a beefy power setup with the Power Pack C from Flight Test. Okay, so how do you take a foam aeroplane and turn it into a fully structured balsa wood aircraft like this one?
Well, I like to get my ideas down on paper, and that's what I did with this particular aircraft. And then what I did was break down the initial design into its component parts, sort of drew an exploded view of both the fuselage and of the wing. And then I like to make a lot of notes along the way just to make sure that I don't forget anything. So, yes.
Now, the next step is to completely design the model in CAD. I use Adobe Illustrator for design, and that's because it's a great vector-based program where you can use measurements and also you can trace around things very easily. Seeing as though our new kit is a balsa wood version of the Flight Test Baron, I used the templates from the FT Baron to get the shapes and form roughly the same on mine. There are certain things on this plane that I've come up with from scratch, and that is, of course, the wing is completely different to the Flight Test foam board design, which is just a piece of foam board folded over. So I've drawn all of the wing ribs from scratch. I've come up with a spar design that sandwiches two pieces of wood together, and then of course there are things to think about where each one of the ribs goes into the spar and it kind of connects with tabs that need to be the right measurements to make sure that they fit snugly but not too loose either. So getting that kerf compensation right, that's something that I have to think about. Okay, once the two-dimensional drawing is done, we can take the files, put them on the laser cutters and cut out the first prototype. The laser cutter is just doing its job now, so we're just cutting out one of the first plywood pieces for the prototype aeroplane. All is looking good so far. What's the most important thing about laser cutting aeroplanes?
Accuracy.
With all the parts for the first prototype plane cut out, I could get to work assembling them into a working aircraft that could be used to test out the flight characteristics. The Baron is built around a standard motor size, Flight Test's radial C motor. We're designing the planes in this range around these power packs to make it easy for beginners to get all of their onboard electronics in one place. However, if you have any spare motors lying around, the Baron would be very receptive of a wide range of options. Whilst building this particular aircraft, I thought I would trial out a brand new budget covering technique that I've been considering for a while. Although probably too crude for some, I found strips of coloured packaging tape can be applied to balsa wood with great results. You can even use a hairdryer or heat gun to shrink it down slightly to give the material the appearance and finish of Oracover type materials. As these particular kits are aimed at younger aero engineers, this is definitely going to simplify some builds. You don't need any specialist tools, glues, heat irons or dopes, just a roll of 50p tape to finish your plane. Alright, we've got the small battery on it. We've come outside. It's pretty nice weather, good visibility, all that good stuff for flying model planes. This looks a bit weird because I've not put the hatch on properly yet. This is literally just duct taped on at the moment. But yes, we've got a small 3-cell battery in here. We're going to see how fast it goes on that first of all. But yes, it might not even get in the air. I've not put much work in this, so it doesn't matter if it crashes. But I hope it does fly. Right, should we put it in the air?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Centre of gravity is correct. Oh, it's got some power. A nice gentle toss this way with a little bit of maybe about half power, I think. And we'll see how it goes. Are you ready?
Go.
Oh, straight as an arrow. Look at that. That is amazing. Look at this. It's tracked so nicely. That is amazing. This is its first flight, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. We're not even on any power at the moment. Oh, it's so smooth. And it's flying with tape on its wings, everyone, so yeah, just bear that in mind. Yeah, not bad. Not too quick, but not too slow either. So for a beginner, definitely will definitely cope with this this sort of speed. You have the reactions. So upside down flying. Nice. All right, let's see how much vertical it can do. Okay, I'm going to try a few stalls. Yeah, that's full back, in the middle as well. No tip stalling, so that was that's pretty good. That's full speed there. That's full speed on this 3S, so Power Pack B can, Power Pack C can really deliver in terms of speed, even on the small battery. Oh, look how low it's going! Whee! I think what we'll do now is land it and we'll put the bigger battery on. Oh. I flicked the wrong switch there. I tried to make my I tried to give myself a bit more elevator by flicking the dual rates onto high for the elevator, but I flicked the roll by accident. So I just went, whoa! I've just noticed that because we've left this open and the grain of the wood is running this way, this is split when it landed, so I'll probably have to put some doublers or refigure out some way to make this a lot stronger for landing on it, because that's clearly a problem. Yeah, let's just fix that with some trusty duct tape. This plane is mostly going to be tape after this. This is tape, this is tape, these are tape. Whoa.
Wow.
It's gone. Oh yeah, we also need to do like G tests. You do some high-speed dives, I think, in a second to test whether the wings will fold on it.
Oh, there's some sort of resonance going on, isn't there?
What was that? Was that resonance, or was that the propeller falling off? Do you think that was a resonance?
It sounded like it.
Very cool. Oh!
Whoa!
Oh! Well, We did the G test. Turns out the spar needs to be a bit stronger, I think.
And that's a wrap.
Did you get it? Back to the studio.
Now, to state the obvious, the wing spar in this wing here was the weak link in the chain, which caused the catastrophic failure of this airframe as it broke up in the skies. Since the crash, I've had some ideas of how to improve this significantly, so that's what we're going to go into right now. Firstly, we're going to try making the spar out of a heavier material. Secondly, I'm going to add a carbon spar, or at least the option to add a carbon spar through the wing ribs, to see if that can stiffen up the wing even further. So clearly there's some work to be done here still to get all of the kinks ironed out of the Baron design. However, it's only taken about a week's work, believe it or not, to get to this stage here, including all of the testing and building the prototypes. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we should be ready to start pumping these out on the laser cutters. By the way, if you want to be one of the first to get this plane, then make sure to sign up to our newsletter. There's a link in the description and you'll be able to get a bit of a discount on this when it comes out on the pre-order page. Alright, in the meantime I'm going to finish covering this aeroplane, put the electronics in it and go and test it again to see if I can get the wings to fold, and hopefully I fail this time. Thanks very much for watching this video from us here at the Vintage Model Company, and we will see you on the very next one. Cheers.